Erev Tov Chavrim, I'm Steve Benoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. And guys, I was just wondering here as I'm recapping on the things that happened last night, and of course some of the reports we're getting out today. And that is all these strikes that happen in and around Damascus there. Kiswa, Sania, Daria, Maza, Jamaria, and Damas, all of these locations here in and around Damascus and up into Homs region as well, being struck last night, and even another report coming out just a little bit ago there. Let's see, I think it's this one here. Breaking massive explosion hit southwestern of Damascus. Israeli warplanes attack. I'm not sure. No, that's 12:30 a.m. I think that was... let me just see which one here, because I got a new report here. Okay, now that's a different article there. But at any rate there, the reason why I wanted to bring these things up here, friends, is because according to the article here put out by Ava on her site here, she is actually showing the footage there of the cruise missiles that were coming in from the Mediterranean. These guys here that took this video documenting the crossing of the Israeli rockets over Lebanese territories towards Syria there. It was just off the beach there. There's one moment in one of the videos here where you can actually see the beach itself. You can see the water. They'll drop it down where you can see the water where they're at right there when the rockets are coming overhead. Let's see, maybe it's this one here. Yeah, here we go. You can see a little bit better in this image here. Here they go. There they are there. I don't know how well you can see this on your screen there, but these are cruise missiles coming over. Now, I titled the video, was it Israel or the U.S. that used the cruise missiles? Now, there's the beach right there. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but yeah, they are at the beach right there, and they are filming these cruise missiles coming over. So my question is, was it really Israel using the cruise missiles, or was it the U.S.? It could be either way. Now, it is true, the Israel has developed their own form of cruise missiles, and they were used back in April for the first time in combat. So it could have been Israel. But once again, and I'm sure that no doubt these are Iranian or alleged Iranian targets that are being struck inside of Syria there. It says here the Israeli military launched its first attack of the month on Syria last night, targeting a number of towns inside Damascus governorate. The Syrian military reported that some Israeli projectiles were intercepted over the Homs governorate near Lebanese border. The projectiles were likely targeting the Al-Dabaz air base area, which is located near the border of the city of Al-Qusayr. Forgive me if I don't pronounce these cities' names exactly right. Anyway, the Lebanese security official said that some of the Israeli projectiles were in fact used cruise missiles that were fired from the Mediterranean. Video footage of the missiles flying across Lebanon's south coast was captured by locals during the attack. Now, they're showing the exact same video footage of one of those that I showed you just now, bringing this out there. So, again, I have to tell you, friends, no matter what people want to think, Damascus was the capital practically of Christianity in the days of when Paul was going up to Damascus to rein in all those believers in Yeshua, all those ones that believed that Jesus Christ was the Messiah. Paul was on his road up there to destroy them. And this is why the prophet Isaiah was able to prophesy that Damascus not only does it become a ruinous heap, but the fortress of Ephraim will be taken away, and they will be as the children of Israel. In other words, it'll be a diaspora once this city is destroyed, and the oldest known Christian community on the planet is in peril of being totally destroyed. And God says, because you have forgotten the God of your salvation and you're not mindful of the rock. So he's speaking to the Christian community as well as those children living in Israel today. How evil can a government get to not know their Bible well enough to know that God's desire is to protect that city for the sake of the believers of Yeshua that live there? Let me tell you something. When Abraham asked God about destroying Sodom, knowing that his nephew Lot was there, Abraham thought maybe there's 10 righteous that were there. But there wasn't 10. But God did deliver that little handful out of there. Lot and his 2 daughters, his wife went out, but she didn't make it, according to the narrative of the story there. So it wasn't even 10. But in Damascus, you have to remember, see, that was God's judgment falling on a city. God would spare a city for the sake of 10. Well, I guarantee you one thing, God would spare Damascus. And not to mention the covenant with Laban that Jacob made, the very man that his name was changed to Israel, a prince with peace, a prince with God. And now the state of Israel, stooping so low, forgetting the covenant that they made, our forefather Israel made with this country, Syria, with Laban, because he was a Syrian, and he made a covenant with Laban that he would never cross over to do him harm, and neither would they cross over to do them harm. Well, it's interesting. I realize now, Bashar al-Assad's father, they wasn't very good at carrying out the covenant that Laban and Israel had made together many, many years ago. But Bashar al-Assad has been very faithful to that covenant. But Netanyahu is not faithful to the covenant. And so therefore, they're going to wipe this city out. What a disgrace. What a shame on the state of Israel for doing these attacks like this. And I know a lot of people probably saying, oh, Iran's there. Oh my gosh, Iran is going to blow them up and everything. Look, if Iran was going to attack Israel, after Iran suffered over, now, it's probably going well up to 300 strikes on Iranian targets inside of Israel, or inside of Syria already now. If Iran was going to attack Israel, they would have done it long ago. But Iran is afraid. Let's face the facts. Iran is afraid, and rightfully so. Iran knows if they attack Israel, they're not just facing Israel, they're facing the United States. They also know that Putin has a very strong ally with Netanyahu as well. Because why? The Russians have 2 million Russian citizens living in Israel. So to attack Israel is to attack Russia. To attack Israel is to attack America, because we have millions of Americans that are living in the state of Israel as well. So Iran is not going to do a suicide mission and go attack Israel. It's just not going to happen, friends. But once we take the war to Iran's door, then Iran has nothing left to lose. That's when the missiles will fly towards us. Don't kid yourself. That's when things are going to happen. Because they're totally out of the options of being able to protect themselves any longer. They're totally out of anything. They're under the sanctions, just like Russia's under the sanctions. And yeah, there will be a lot of our brothers and sisters in Israel that'll die as a result. So why is Israel doing this in the first place? I really think they need a new leadership in the state of Israel. We need a leadership in the state of Israel that cares about humanity. And I don't know if there could ever be a trust regained with our neighbors like Syria. Isn't it funny? Think about it. Why do we have the relationship as Israelis? Why do they have a relationship with the Saudis? They don't want to talk about a terrorist nation. These people behead people. They don't care who it is. They're out there chopping heads off on a regular basis. And Al-Qaeda, I know they like to say that, Al-Qaeda on 9/11 took down the Twin Towers, but yet America and Israel support Al-Qaeda in a war over in Syria. Has anybody got any brains at all to wonder why in the world is that happening? Granted, we know it's an inside job. No kidding yourself. They wanted to make sure that America got in on the war on terror. So that's how we ended up over there, right? So, let's face it, that's really the truth of it. All right, listen, one other thing I want to catch here. Saudi air defense is down Houthi aircraft attempting to cross the Yemeni border. Ooh, how dare the Yemenite people dare put an aircraft over into Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they are trying to make sure they kill everybody in Yemen. Anyway, the Saudi air defense shot down a Houthi unmanned aircraft that was attempting to cross the Yemeni border this afternoon. According to reports from southern Saudi Arabia, the kingdom's air defenses tracked the unmanned aircraft from Sana'a and then proceeded to shoot down the drone as it approached their airspace. The Houthi forces, also known as the Ansar Allah movement, have recently increased their airstrikes on the Saudi airports in response to the coalition's attacks in Yemen. So, listen, like we always say, guys, Jesus said when they say, or no, I'm sorry, it was, I think it's, is it Paul? Maybe Paul or Jesus, whatever. Let's go back and look that up again. When they say peace and safety, no sudden destruction comes. By the way, that's not sudden destruction from all their wars. That'll be the Almighty bringing judgment on this earth. Listen, really enjoyed being here with you. I got a special guest coming in this coming Thursday. You want to talk about some intel we're going to share with you guys. I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's a surprise guest this coming Thursday here on Israeli News Live. We're going to pre-record the broadcast, share that with you, but you're going to find out what's really going down on to kind of prepare yourself for the things that are happening in the world, the things that are coming up in this world. You might want to tune in this coming Thursday. I'm not sure exactly what time I'll load. It'll be loaded up before 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be recording earlier in the day, around 3 p.m. My time here on the East Coast here, so we hope to have it up to you as soon as possible. Anyway, so it will be interesting to say the least there. So, yeah, so Damascus is definitely going to become a ruinous heap, as Isaiah does say, but like I said, anybody that knows anything about Isaiah 17, go down to verse 10 and see why Damascus becomes a ruinous heap. I'm Steve Benin with Israeli News Live. Erev Tov.